Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. It is Christmas evening here in Central Ohio in the U.S. It's about 20 to 11. I'm just going to give a late Christmas present to my followers and subscribers and followers in Sweden. I'm going to run the final report for this week, COVID-19 analysis for this week for the country of Sweden. So Merry Christmas, and I hope you find this report helpful. Before we get started, I have a couple of minor favors. First of all, I want to thank you for you all who subscribe to the Caribou Data Science channel. But I also ask a favor, and that's that you click on that share button and click on that link and share this report with your friends and relatives. Share this COVID-19 analysis for Sweden on all your social media accounts, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever social media platform you're on. Share this COVID-19 analysis for the country of Sweden. And secondly, if you click on the description, you're going to see a link that says "Buy me a coffee." I would appreciate if you would click on that link and donate a couple bucks to buy me a cup of coffee tomorrow. Okay. Oh, that's good. Let's take this report at a time. She was the last one on the 25th. Well, let's take this one section at a time now. Load our libraries. Load some data. Right here, you can see we're calculating a 14-day moving average. First, let's do reported daily cases. Okay. So here you can see the cases in Sweden. You can see how we had this huge spike beginning first part of November. Let's take a look at this here is this here is actually a 14-day moving average, I believe. Yes, it is. So let's just change this. Okay. Change this one more time. So this actually gives us a little better shape of the data. We can see that the increase here in cases beginning in October. Let's take a look at daily deaths now. A huge spike in deaths back in April, May, but now we can see sometime in late October, November, your deaths started to climb up. So your deaths are really a very reasonable, maybe 65 to 70 right now per day. Let's take a look at some weekly numbers. Okay. You can see you have this massive spike in cases right here, beginning late September, early October. We look at deaths. By the way, the red line is the average number of deaths per week. You can see you had a spike up here in deaths. Not nearly what you saw. Once again, you see this interesting pattern. A huge spike up in cases compared to April, May, and yet the deaths are much lower, which is kind of interesting. The same thing happened in the U.S., by the way. What about so this is monthly cases for Sweden. You can see that December is by far the most number of cases. Uh, if there's any good news, is that while is that the currently Sweden's in deaths months for December, well, are very close to the second most deaths. So right now we're close to the second most. Right now we're close to the month with the second most deaths. December could very easily become the month with the second most deaths over the next week. Let's see. So we're going to do Sweden and the EU. We're going to compare cases and deaths from countries of the similar population to EU. So we'll go from 9 to 12 million people. Okay, a few statistics. Okay, so here you go. This is cases. You can see Sweden is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the second most cases. It's total cases so far. About maybe 60,000 cases so far. Let's take a look at some deaths here now. Interestingly enough, we're not getting any numbers for deaths. So I'm going to go and comment this out. I did take a brief look at the data, but I'm not sure why we're not getting anything there. So I'm going to comment this out for the time being and move on. So now look at total cases by day. That's sort of interesting. Okay, now we can actually look at the cases, new cases by day. For the six countries with a similar population, and Belgium by far was hit the worst, followed by just like Austria. Sweden is down here. Okay, cases coming up. Take a deaths. Now we take a look at deaths here. What you can see is once again Sweden's cases start off fairly sudden and a huge spike. Hungary has had a steady climb up. Greece appears to be close to Sweden in terms of cases. Okay, so what's the good news? Well, in all honesty, there's not a lot of good news. Okay, unfortunately, uh, cases and deaths continue to climb in Sweden. So anyway, so sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it looks to me as Sweden has still got a struggle on their hands, even though the numbers overall are relatively small. Uh, for a country the size of Sweden, it probably not, probably the effect is probably magnified. So anyway, I hope you found this report in some way helpful and encouraging. And also, if you don't forget to click that share button and share this report on this video on all your social media accounts. Share it on your Facebook accounts, on your Instagram accounts, on your Twitter accounts, whatever social media platform you use. Share this report with your friends, your neighbors. I'll be back in a couple days with a new report. Okay.